with WWE stars called out for cheating and more. This is Wrestling Hub. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for May 26th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. Talking to Forbes about being with her significant other in AEW, Britt Baker revealed why she doesn't have an on-screen alliance with Adam Cole. This is probably a little arrogant, but that's okay because I believe in it. We don't need each other. We're at the top of our respective divisions on our own, and I think that's what really makes a power couple a power couple. You don't have to say you're a power couple, you just are. We don't have to shove it down people's throats. People know we're a couple, but we don't need each other in the ring and on camera to be relevant. I'm a rock star on my own. He's a rock star on his own, and if we get to do stuff together, it just makes it that much better. Given his feud with MJF has gone on for months, many fans have compared Wardlow's current storyline to Batista turning on Triple H in 2005, to which Wardlow had this to say about it to Shaq Wrestling. We kind of mirrored it in a way. It was very different but also the same. The crazy thing is, this wasn't my idea. I didn't have any say-so in this. This just organically happened. My career just seems to be mimicking a little bit of Batista's. Yes, you can compare the Pinnacle to Evolution, and can compare myself and Max to Triple H and Batista. It's really unfolded very similar to how that did, and it's a really special thing because we didn't plan it that way. With him currently recovering from a kidney infection, Will Ospreay has been forced to pull out of an upcoming independent show. While he's one of the biggest stars outside WWE, he told the Wrestling's podcast that he does not consider WWE stars to be real pro wrestlers. You guys aren't wrestlers, you're actors, and you just do wrestling, and I don't think that's a dig. You guys make way more money than me, like good on you, but I just feel like when I say proudly, that's a wrestler, I am a wrestler. I am not an actor, but I know you guys can wrestle. You're just not really allowed to show it, I guess, but other than you want to make a lot of money and retire, that's what WWE is kind of for these days. For next year's WrestleMania, many are expecting a showdown between The Rock and Roman Reigns, as another challenge was issued for the event, with Bobby Lashley saying this on WWE's The Bump. We're in LA next year, right, for WrestleMania. If we're in Hollywood, it's a big matchup. For me, I've always had these really tough challenges going into WrestleMania, which of course this one, it has to be another big one. Me and Brock Lesnar. We still have a little score to settle. I have a win over him, and then he ended up winning my title back, but we're not done. We're not done. Lashley would also note that he wants to get on the level of Roman Reigns. We need a title on Raw. We need that world title at Raw. Right now, Roman's on top of this world. I would definitely to get on that level. He can look at bringing that title over to Raw and giving me an opportunity to challenge for that. Now I think that is another really solid matchup. After announcing that she'd be taking a leave of absence from WWE, the responsibilities of Stephanie McMahon have been taken up by WWE President Nick Khan, with reports claiming someone could eventually be hired to take Stephanie's place. During a Q&A for PW Insider, Mike Johnson revealed that McMahon is not likely to be back soon. In the short term, it is believed Nick Khan will be overseeing Stephanie McMahon's former team. I would expect WWE, if they aren't already, to begin looking for someone to oversee the brand marketing for the company. No one I've spoken to believes McMahon will be returning anytime soon, so the company will need to have someone full-time. While many criticize the WWE chairman for being in the ears of his commentators, it seems he wanted Corey Graves to say much worse about Naomi and Banks following their walkout on Raw. On Lock in the Cage, Raw play-by-play commentator Jimmy Smith revealed that Graves toned down Vince McMahon's line when he called the duo unprofessional. What I don't get at all is the heat that my broadcast partner Corey Graves is getting. They gave him something to read, much like Michael Cole. He toned it down a little bit, but guys, Michael Cole and Corey Graves aren't making this stuff up. People are getting mad at them like they're freestyling this stuff. They're not. If Vince said, "Here, read this," I would have done exactly what Michael Cole did. Graves is getting all this flack. Graves didn't make up that statement. He's a broadcaster, was told to read it, and he read it. So I understand the ire of the fans, but the misdirection is weird. With many believing that AEW has a large section of hardcore fans, company president Tony Khan told sports media how this benefits them. "I think another great thing about the hardcore fan is the word of mouth. From when I started in high school, wrestling was not cool. When I first got into high school as a function of what was happening with the world of wrestling. And before it had a chance to get really hot as business, I made a few fans right off the bat as a virus-spreading fan, just by being a hardcore that would rope other people into watching wrestling with me. And if you get some social people, what you can get is really good word of mouth, just like in the film industry and with TV shows, in which we are a TV show. So I think you can grow your TV show by having a big hardcore base that you service and support, but also by trying to spread the word and trying to not only spread the word by yourself and get out and engage with fans, but hopefully have the fans engaging with other fans. And I think in general all the fans are important, but you have to remember again, everybody has a beginning. So you want to make fans from the beginning and then hopefully try to make them into hardcore fans. I mean, the more hardcore fan somebody is, that's good, right? Speaking on the Throwing Down podcast about what's next for Sasha Banks following her walkout in WWE, Renee Paquette mentioned the possibility of her going to a different promotion. The women's roster in AEW is great, but they could always use some more star. I wouldn't be surprised, but I also think Sasha's somebody who also loves Japanese wrestling. When she left, she took like a hiatus however long ago, a couple of years ago. She was in Japan wrestling with Satomura. She loves professional wrestling. It is something that she lives and breathes, so I wouldn't be surprised to see her make a move. After getting a divorce from his wife of 11 years, Riddle has been called out by an apparent former girlfriend who took to Twitter to respond to fans about their relationship. "I'm happy I'm not with the sick, toxic, perverted man anymore. You all don't know the evil he really is. I was blinded by love. I couldn't see it either. No disrespect at all for your sister, know that. But the amount of men and women especially sleeping with them raw just makes me sick. Some as young as 18, 19 years old. In the relationship I can't believe I was in, I'm still like WTF. This man bent me so far he broke me." She then posted about how Riddle was unfaithful during their relationship and showed off texts from him as well. "I lost it today being sent a vid of Matthew with a woman he sent me pics just a couple weeks ago, but this video was with her in February 11th, 2022 when I was his girlfriend. I love this man, sadly I still do not want to, but as messed up as it is seems family and friends going through months and months of our messages, and knowing the countless phones I've made crying to them, I didn't realize what kind of sick, messed up relationship I was even in when I tried to get out multiple times, how poorly I was treated, the things I was doing just to make him happy, the blame I put on myself on top of the blame he was constantly putting on me. It was so toxic. I am human, I have snapped. I don't care that I seem crazy. It's because I've gone crazy from now. Having everything these past few weeks come to light all at once is enough to make anyone go crazy. This man hasn't just done this to me. That's what kills me. And some of the women I've spoken to would still love him after years and months going through situations like mine. But I won't stand by and be quiet. I was the wrong one to break." With another WWE star being called out for cheating, a Twitter user alleged that Damian Priest cheated on her with two women, who happened to be her sisters. As she said, "Damian Priest, I'm so glad my baby sis kept receipts on that ass, haha. So you was talking to both my sisters, there are more coming." GCW has had some memorable moments in the last few years with the likes of Matt Cardona and Jon Moxley making appearances for the promotion. Yesterday, a user on Twitter shared allegations against GCW's owner Brett Lauderdale, claiming he purchased multiple fake COVID tests so GCW could hold events during the pandemic. Lauderdale would write in regards to this, "I've referred this matter to my lawyer, and as much as I'd like to comment, I've been advised not to." talking about the promo segment between CM Punk and Hangman Page on Dynamite, it was said that Page, implying he's protecting AEW from Punk, could cut deeper than some know. Meltzer would say, "This was to me almost like, and I'm not saying it was as good as this, but to me it reminded me of when Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in 1997 did a face-to-face. It was probably designed like this. The more you know, the more it meant. When Bret and Shawn did that stuff, I knew everything was going on backstage. I remember watching this going like, holy shit. It's not like they're shooting, but there's a level of reality to this that the people watching on television do not know. This had the same vibe to it." Brian Alvarez then said, "I mean, I didn't write it down, but I mean, he essentially said that this CM Punk, that's a nice guy out here on television, and a new CM Punk allegedly, he's a piece of shit backstage." That's essentially what he said. Page also made the comment that he wasn't going to beat your ass this weekend for myself for this championship, but I'm going to beat your ass for this locker room. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.